Howdy gang, Michelle here, and happy 2020. It is a brand new year, a brand new decade, and we are back in the roaring 20s. Not really, but so for you, my lovely patrons, first of all, I want to say a very big thank you to each and every one of you, no matter what level you're on, whether you're on the $2 level, the $5 level, or the $10 level. I truly appreciate you for having faith in me, for helping motivate and inspire me to continue creating and make more designs for you all. So for this one here, this is our first one for January. It is called the Esme Beanie. And this is obviously color work. Let me grab the actual one. And this is worked in multiples of 4. So make sure if you haven't already, you grab this written pattern. And the video is going to kind of correlate with this a little bit. So for this one here, this is the one that I've already finished. I had originally made the video while I was making this. And with everything going on with both my boys' birthdays, our anniversary, with Christmas, with family, I thought I uploaded it. And then I realized I deleted it before I did that. So that's the reason why I'm making this all over again and a brand new hat. So for this particular one here, I used my KB 48 peg chunky loom, which is a 5/8 gauge. And for the yarn, I used Lion Brand Color Made Easy in colors Shade, which is this gray, and Pink Lemonade, which is the pink. And as you can see for the brim, I did a actual 2-tone brim. I did 5 rows of unit for the shade color, for the gray color, and then 2 of the Pink Lemonade, just to give it a little different look, because we always do just the same main color or anything like that. So I thought, you know what, it's a new year, let's try something new. And I did it 3 inches long, and then I folded the cast on row back on, knitted it off, and then I do a nice little purl just to give it a little pop of a design there. Okay, so the great thing about this hat is if you live in a place where it is super cold, like Becca, she lives in Minnesota and she's in the tundra. So she runs into minus temperatures, like -10, almost -20, and it gets pretty cold there. That is where this hat is so awesome, because even though it's not double knit, it's going to give you the same thickness and the same warmth as a double knit hat. Because what happens is, let me flip this inside out. This is what the inside looks like. So it's got that extra layer with the yarns just, you know, going across to get to the next pegs. And it is so toasty warm. I wore this the day before yesterday, and it was pretty chilly outside here, and it kept my head super warm. My husband actually asked me to make this so that way he could have one like this, because he's bald and it's ideal for that. Now with this, it's actually just a 4-row, it works in, it's a 2-row repeat over 4 pegs. All right, so even though it looks complicated, if you guys know me well enough, you know Michelle's stuff looks complicated, but it's really simple to do. And that's the case with this. Now the pom, I just used the colors of the yarn and I made a clover pom-pom. You can leave the pom off, you could put a faux pom on, you could pom to your little heart's content. No looming police here. All right, so for this particular one that I'm working on, I am using the Sindwood 60 peg 1/2 inch loom, because I'm going with a smaller yarn. So with this one that I'm doing, I'm using Red Heart with Love. This one is called Bubblegum. And this gray one here, let me grab it. This gray one here, that one is just called Pewter. And it is a worsted weight, but it's really lovely to work with. It's nice and soft, and it works great with this one because it's a little bit smaller of a gauge than the 5/8. So I can get away with working on this with a thinner yarn. Now with this, what I've done is I'm a fan of my artist tape and my masking tape and everything like that, because it takes the guesswork out of things. So on row 1, what you might want to do is see where I have round 1 in the body section, and then round 2. Round 1, if you want to write blue, and I'll explain why, right here. And then round 2, write red. Now, the reason why I didn't put that on here is because my level 2 patrons don't get to see this video. And then I didn't want to answer 100 questions of what's the blue and red stand for. So that's a little tip just for you guys who watch the video. Okay. And this is why. So the blue represents round 1. So I know on my first round, I'm only doing that. On my second round, I know I'm going to focus on my reds. Now these big pink peas, that just shows me where I'm going to be purling for these colored stripes. All right. So with this one, I've already gone ahead and I've done my U-knit brim 3 inches, folded it back over, and then I did one round of purl because, like I said, it gives that nice little accent. Now I have both yarns already attached still, and I'm going to work with my pink first, which I always do. For this hat, you always want to work with your contrast color first because it's going to make it a lot easier, and I'm going to show you why. So what you're going to do is all the ones that just have the big pink P on mine, however you want to designate it on yours, I go in and I just purl those. And you're going to do that all the way around. Bring your working yarn behind those other 3 to my next big pink P. Purl that off. Behind those other 3 to the next one. And I'm just going to continue this all the way around until I come back to my starter peg. All right, now I'm coming up on my last one in this round. I'm going to purl that one off. And there we go. So this is what it's going to look like on the inside. See how you have these long bands on the inside? That is what you want to see. So on that, you'll have those long bands in between, and that's what will turn into that. Okay. So now that I'm done with my pink, I'm just going to pull that out of the way. I drop it behind those last 3 to bring it up to my starting peg. And then I'm going to grab my main color, which is my gray color. Okay. So I'm going to go behind this, the starter peg, which was my first purl in the pink. And I'm going to these 3 right here, which if you're doing the color variation that I had said on the instructions, I have a knit, knit, purl. Okay. And I'm going to repeat that all the way around. And the knit is just a U-knit or, or a true knit. And that is Riley with his Christmas goose chicken that he is entertaining himself with right now, since mommy is busy. And you're just going to obviously slip, once you have those 3 done, you're going to slip your working yarn behind the ones that have the pink purl that you've already done. And then continue all the way around for round 1 is knit, knit, purl. And then we'll go to the round 2. So go ahead, pause your video, continue until you get to your starting peg, and then we'll go to round 2. All right, now I'm coming up close to the last set of 3. Got one more after this one. Now you're going to run into your pink yarn here. You could just lay that across here and bring your working yarn behind this one here and do your knit, knit, purl. And that will bring us up to the starting peg. All right, so that's round 1. Round 1 is done. Now, round 2, you're always going to do the same thing for each round with this pink one. That doesn't change at all, or whatever contrast color you're using. All right, so what I like to do, because I like it to cross over to at least attach itself to that, let me kind of untangle my yarn here, is lay it across almost diagonal, straight across. And what that's going to do is that's going to lay my yarn right across here. So this working yarn, it's going to lay over top of that, and it'll lay that flat. All right. So on my start of round 2, I'm just going to purl every one of the pink ones that we previously purled in round 1. That's the only thing that does not change with this pattern. They're all going to be uniform, and that's going to make those pop of color lines go all the way. So make sure your working yarn is always going behind those other 3, and just keep working all the way around. I'm going to move this one over here out of the way. There we go. And sorry I'm not working on my son's board today. We still have a lot of things on the table from Christmas, and we leave all the goodies out for everybody to snack on. All right, so I'm halfway done, and again, just keep working those. Make sure you bring that working yarn behind, and you'll have those long lay behinds on those 3 pegs. But like I said, they're going to be on the inside of the hat, and nobody's really going to see them when you wear it. So just keep doing that all the way around. And this is round 2 that we're working on right now. And if you take my tips and use colored markers or something just to help mark your loom with some masking tape, trust me, it makes your life so much easier. Okay, so that was my last one for the pink ones in round 2. I got my yarn all crossed up together here. And now we're going to go and work and lay this right across. We're going to work with round 2, and that here we did knit, knit, purl. Now we're going to do purl, knit, knit. So this one's always going to be knit as well, but it's not changing colors, which is why I don't have it stand out. So you can see here, these are all knits straight down here, but you have the seed stitch, look, over here on this side, and then this is the purl. That's why I said it looks complicated, but it's really not. So for this is my starting peg. I'm going to bring my gray working yarn behind that one, and then this time for round 2 we're going to do a purl, knit, knit, which is a true knit or U-knit, not E-wrap. It just doesn't look right with the E-wrap on this. So trust me, you'll get through it and think, wow, that's really nice. So just continue that pattern all the way around. I'm going to pause the video here, and I will see you when I am back up at my starter peg. All right, and now I'm coming up to the last section of 3, so I'm going to purl and then knit these 2, and that's going to take me to my starting peg. And that is how simple it is. So you're just going to repeat rows 1 and 2 until you come to the desired length. Now this one, from the end of my brim to the top, I want to say I did it about 9 inches. Yeah, I did 9 inches on that. And then I, like I said, I used my little clover maker and made my palm, but the palm is completely up to you. You're going to use the 4 peg decrease. You can find the video for that here on my YouTube as well. And cinch that up, and there you go. So of course, as always, I want to say a very big thank you to all of my patrons. I wouldn't be able to do this without you, and I appreciate you for having that kind of faith in me, and you enjoy my work enough to share it with you all. So thank you so much for being a part of my life and allowing me to be a part of yours. And I look forward to creating more. So thanks everybody. Happy looming and Happy New Year. Bye.